She's one of the strongest witches on Earth. Let's get into today's video and find out who is Agatha Harkness. Agatha Harkness is a witch that is centuries old. Back in the 17th century, she governed the witches of Salem, Massachusetts. When the Salem witch hunts began, she was ready to lead her witches in a fight against their oppressors, but a time-traveling Angelica Jones convinced Agatha that war was not the answer. So Agatha led the witches into the mountains of what would later become known as Colorado, where they established the town of New Salem. They shielded themselves off from the world using magic. Agatha would go on to have a son she named Nicholas Scratch. Then after centuries of having no contact with the outside world, Agatha became bored and decided she wanted to venture out and live in the real world again. She settled in an estate known as Whisper Hill in upstate New York. There, she trained powerful young children how to use their abilities. Then after years of training children how to use and control their powers, Agatha retired. That was until she sensed the power and potential of the newborn Franklin Richards. Agatha used her magic to catch the attention of the Richards, and she was hired as Franklin's nanny. She kept her abilities a secret from the Fantastic Four, but used them at times to protect Franklin. But when Reed Richards was trapped in the negative zone, she revealed her powers in order to save him. Agatha continued to serve as Franklin's nanny and consistently aided the Fantastic Four. Eventually, Agatha felt she had done all she could do for Franklin at the time, so she offered her services to Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch, who accepted. Agatha began training Wanda in the use of her powers. Although Agatha knew the true origin of Wanda's powers, she kept that a secret from Wanda. She mentored and trained Wanda until Wanda married the Vision. Agatha then informed Wanda her training was complete and it was now her responsibility to learn on her own. Back in New Salem, Agatha's son, Nicholas Scratch, for some unrevealed reason had beef with his mother. Scratch had become the leader of New Salem and convinced the people his mother had put them in danger by interacting with the outside world, so he ordered her abduction. Agatha, sensing what was coming, went and abducted Franklin Richards, hoping his powers would protect her. But the New Salemites abducted Agatha and Franklin Richards and took them back to New Salem. The Fantastic Four, seeking to rescue their son, tracked Agatha and Franklin to New Salem, but they were captured by the residents of New Salem. Scratch put his mother on trial and she was sentenced to death. But the Fantastic Four were able to escape from their confinement, defeat the Salem Seven, and convince the people of New Salem that Agatha had not endangered them. They put the blame on Nicholas Scratch, telling the people of New Salem they would have never known of the existence of their town if it wasn't for Scratch abducting their son. The people of New Salem then turned on Scratch and banished him to another dimension. A year later, Agatha returned to New Salem to attend the annual renewal ceremony with the Fantastic Four as her guest. During the ritual, the Salem Seven hijacked the community's magic and used it to freeze the townspeople of New Salem in a trance. They then caught the Fantastic Four off guard and defeated them. They took the Fantastic Four back to the Baxter Building, where they planned to sacrifice them in a ritual to restore their father, Nicholas Scratch. The young Franklin Richards had escaped their notice and was able to snap Agatha out of her trance. The Salem Seven, in preparation for the ritual, had sealed off the Baxter Building with an impenetrable energy shield. The Avengers showed up and even they were unable to penetrate the shield. But when Agatha arrived, she was able to just walk through it and fend off the Salem Seven's attacks on her. Agatha was able to stop the ritual and then she stripped the Salem Seven of their powers. Then after another incident involving her son trying to return by possessing Franklin Richards, Agatha felt she was a danger to the boy and decided to remain in New Salem. Eventually, the Salem Seven would be able to turn the spells that Agatha had used to strip them of their magic back on her, severely weakening her. They then captured the weakened Agatha and killed her by burning her at the stake. Agatha would continue to appear in astral form and guide the Scarlet Witch. Then shortly after the birth of the Scarlet Witch's children, Agatha mysteriously reappeared with no explanation. When Mephisto reabsorbed the fragments of his soul that Wanda had unconsciously used to create the twins, Agatha, to spare Wanda the pain, closed off a portion of her mind so Wanda wouldn't remember her children. Agatha would continue to watch over and guide the Scarlet Witch. Although Agatha had devoted years to trying to help Wanda, she eventually became unstable. When the Wasp accidentally reminded Wanda of her lost children, Wanda went off the rails. She blamed the Avengers for her loss and killed some of her teammates. She also seemingly killed Agatha. The Avengers, with the help of Doctor Strange, defeated the Scarlet Witch. Then after defeating Wanda, Nick Fury discovered the rotting corpse of Agatha Harkness, bringing into question had Agatha ever truly returned. Agatha would later be resurrected and return again. Agatha Harkness is one of Earth's most powerful witches. She can wield magic in a variety of ways. She can create force fields, cast illusions, sense magic, reflect magic, teleport, transmutate, and the list goes on. Agatha has a familiar, her cat Ebony. Ebony is a cat that can regenerate and transform into a panther, which Agatha can see, hear, and sometimes cast spells through. Well, that's the origin of Agatha Harkness. As always, I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day to stop by the channel and check out this video. Please smash that like button and drop a comment down below. That does it for today's video. We'll see you again real soon, but until then, I'm Ghost. Peace.